What's going on, y'all? It's Oskino the Don. Today is June 22nd, 2023, Thursday morning, and we are, if not past time, we are getting very, very close to the limited amount of oxygen that these passengers on this missing submarine have. So, there were five passengers that decided that they wanted to go see the Titanic, obviously underwater. Now, this submarine has been built. The company that built it, they said that unfortunately, throughout the years, the vehicle's design could cause catastrophic issues. And this is from the missing Titanic submersible page. And it says that leaders in the submersible craft, pardon my lack of clear words today, but leaders in the submersible craft industry had warned for years of possible catastrophic problems with the vehicle's design. And they also worried that Ocean Gate, which is the Titan's owner, had not followed standard certification procedures. So, when a Times correspondent had wrote about the wonder and danger that he experienced on his first travel to the Titanic via submarine. Now, it is alleged that these people had spent over $200,000 per person to go underwater to see the Titanic. And to know that you have a limited amount of oxygen and really no control over the actual submarine, if something goes left, I mean, for me, right away, that's a red flag. First of all, I'm not going underwater that deep, especially in a container that, as we're starting to find out, was not even up to the requirements and specifications for safety. I'm not a big fan of heights, and I'm not a big fan of depths when it comes to actually traveling and not being able to have control of when I could reemerge from this to the surface. So, I mean, it's got to be like one of the most horrible ways to die, because not only do you know that you're gonna die, but you know the exact, roughly around an hour or two, maybe even a few hours, give or take, of when you're gonna run out of oxygen. That's not a position that I would elect elect to be in. I mean, these are people that are paying $200,000 to see, shipwreck. I mean, that you could see from your own phone. But hey, I mean, people can do what they want with their money. It's their money, but I will not play with my life like that. So here's the article by USA Today, and the title of it is "Who is on the missing Titanic submersible? What to know about submarines passengers." And this is a story written by Isabel Butera of USA Today. So let's just take a look at this article. Now here we'll play this short clip um about the people that are in charge of the search. They're conducting the search to try to hopefully find these people before it's too late. But it's really not looking good, family. So let's just play this little clip for y'all.
But I can't tell you what the noises are. But what I can tell you is, and I think this is the most important point, when aircraft are flying continuously, there is stuff out in the ocean that's floating. We went back, we looked at it. It wasn't. We didn't determine it to be debris. We don't think it correlates with the case.
The submersible with Torch used to see Titanic wreckage was reported missing on June 18th. So this is day number 4 of it missing. So it's a 5-person submersible, typically has a 4-day supply of oxygen. So with that being said, they are at like the finish line when it comes to their supply of oxygen. That is a very, very scary notion, to know that you are running out of time to breathe. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I do not know. I do not want to know when I'm gonna die or how I'm gonna die. Just let it happen. You feel me? All right. So this article This gives you a backstory of the company and why they went out there and things of that nature. So I'm going to read from this article for y'all. It says a submersible carrying a pilot and four commercial passengers, including a British billionaire, a French explorer, and two members of one of Pakistan's most prominent families, went missing on Sunday while traveling to the site of the Titanic wreck. So they went missing on Sunday, then you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So today is actually day number 5 that they have gone missing, and they only have 4 days of oxygen supply. It's not looking good, family. I'm hoping for a miracle. I'm hoping that these people get saved, or at least get found. If they can't be saved, at least the bodies get found. Because I mean, with all these UFOs and things of that nature coming from the water and stuff like that, who knows what may have happened? It'd be one of the greatest mysteries, especially for those that personally know these people and their families, of course. So, just hoping that these people get found and they still have life within them. It says Canadian and U.S. rescue teams are now searching for the vehicle that has less than 4 days of air supply. The mission was led by Ocean's Gate, which is a privately owned company that runs commercial projects, scientific research, and exploration in deep water. While authorities have yet to disclose who was on board, here's what to know about the 5 submersible passengers that have been identified. Okay, so one of the passengers' name is Hamish Harding, who is a British explorer and private jet dealer. Hamish Harding, age 58, is the chairman of Action Aviation, which is a global sales company in business aviation. He's been to space and holds 3 Guinness World Records, including longest time spent traversing the deepest part of the ocean on a single dive and fastest circumnavigation of Earth via both geographic poles by airplane. Last year, Harding spent 10 minutes in space on the New Shepard rocket with Blue Origin, a space exploration company founded by Jeff Bezos. The multi-billionaire that owns Amazon got his hands in everything, y'all. Invest. Don't spend. Invest your money. That's what I'm learning. Here's a quote from the article. And I'm assuming this quote. Yeah, this is a quote from Hamish Harding. Here's the quote. I am proud to finally announce that I joined Ocean Gate Expeditions for their RMS Titanic mission as a mission specialist on a sub going down to the Titanic. Harding said in a Facebook post, quote, due to the worst winter in Newfoundland in 40 years, this mission is likely to be the first and only manned mission to the Titanic in 2023, end quote. Wow. So if indeed that is the first and only manned mission to the Titanic in 2023, at this point it's safe to say that it was not a success because the submarine has gone missing, unfortunately. And I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of people, myself included. I mean, damn, $200,000 per person, and I mean, and then you die from it. I mean, a lot of people don't have choices. I mean, y'all made a choice and the decision that you wanted to go see the Titanic, the actual shipwreck, and hopefully y'all were well informed about the dangers of this submarine, because I'll tell you one thing. If not, there's going to be a lawsuit coming into that company. That's for sure. Okay, second passenger that was identified is Shahzada Dawood and Sulman Dawood. Pardon me if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Shahzada Dawood, 48, is a member of one of Pakistan's most prominent families. He serves as the vice chairman on the board of Ingro Corporation since 2003 and is on the board of trustees for the Dawood Foundation, an education nonprofit according to the World Economic Reform. He is also on the board of the SETI Institute, a nonprofit research organization. It says that he had earned his master's degree in global textile marketing in the United States at Philadelphia University, which is now known as Jefferson University. He also has a bachelor's of law from Buckingham University in the United Kingdom. He is traveling with his son, Sulman Dawood, according to the Associated Press. And here is a quote from the family members, the Dawood family members. We are very grateful for the concern being shown by our colleagues and friends, and would like to request everyone to pray for their safety while granting the family privacy at this time. A statement from family members said, quote, the family is well looked after and are praying to Allah for the safe return of their family members. End quote. So we have identified 3 of the 5 passengers so far. So here is a 4th passenger that has been identified. Name is Paul Henry Nargiolet. Once again, forgive me for my pronunciations if they're incorrect. All due respect to all the family members and those that are connected to these people that may have unfortunately lost their lives. So Paul Henry Nargiolet is a maritime explorer, 73 years old, and is the director of underwater research program at Premier Exhibitions, RMS Titanic Incorporated, the only company with exclusive rights to recover the artifacts from the Titanic wreck. Nargiolet's friend David Gallo, a senior advisor for strategic initiatives and special projects at RMS Titanic, identified Nargiolet as one of the passengers on Tuesday during an interview with CNN. He has completed 37 dives to the Titanic and retrieved over 5,000 artifacts and is widely considered the leading authority on the wreck site, according to his profile on E/M Group's website. Nargiolet is described by some outlets as Mr. Titanic. And I'm assuming this is a picture of Paul Henry, and indeed it is. So shout out to Paul Henry for even wanting to do something of this nature. I mean, in order to get change, somebody has to be brave. Somebody has to take the steps that other people won't. So, I'm not going to fault people for wanting to explore and things of that nature. But I think that with all the technology that we have today, there might be a safer way to actually get that experience. But nonetheless, let's hope that these people can make it back home alive. And it looks like the 5th passenger has also been named, which is Stockton Rush. So Ocean Gate CEO Stockton Rush was confirmed as the 5th passenger of the submersible, serving as a member of the crew, the Associated Press reported. Rush co-founded the company in 2009. He oversees Ocean Gate's financial and engineering. Interview last year with CBS News Unsung Science. He talked about his dreams of being an explorer. And this is a quote: I wanted to be sort of the Captain Kirk and fears about going underwater. What I worry about most are things that will stop me from being able to get to the surface, he said. Still, he insisted on the safety of submersibles and the value of taking risks. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, he said. And I agree. I mean, in life, you got to take certain risks. And the risks that you're willing to take, well, you have to be comfortable with that. I mean, these are some decisions that you just have to make for yourself. But when you got family and things like that involved, then those decisions are not, what's the proper word? It's not a singular decision. There's a lot of other things that you got to put into factor when you have children and a wife and things of that nature. And we finally get to the officially reported price. So these people got a lot of money. So it says, how much is Ocean Gate's Titanic trip? So Ocean Gate's website reports that the starting cost for the voyage is $250,000. Except for context, this is more than 3 times the median annual household income in the United States in 2021. So we're going back 2 years as far as the median annual household income. It said the trip spans 8 days with 3 days through 7 spent in it. With 3 days through 7 spent in the Titanic, the submersible designed to explore the Titanic. The website advertised that those who partake in the exploration will be one of less than 300 people who have visited the wreckage. So, I mean, you're putting yourself in a category of something that not many people will ever get to do or have done. So, that's a significant group for sure when you look at it from that perspective. I mean, I would never. I said I love the ocean, but I'm not going in a submarine. I don't care how safe they tell me it is. I know my limits. So, it says this article originally appeared on USA Today. So shout out to USA Today. Now, what do y'all think? Leave in the comments, how you feel about this whole situation. Them spending this amount of money just to go missing and literally just to die. I mean, who knows if they even made it to the Titanic? There's so many questions, but drop your questions and your suggestions in the chat below for sure. It is Oskino the Don, and I just wanted to shed some light on the missing submarine and these passengers. Hopefully, they could be found, but according to the schematics and things of that nature, they may have already run out of oxygen. And I know that if you're aware of a certain time when you're going to run out of oxygen, the average human will start to panic. And that's where things get real ugly. So, I mean, I'm hoping for a miracle. I'm hoping that these people alive and make it out. And the next time they do some type of expedition like this, you get 100,000 security checks on the actual submarine that you're going to be going into. Because what I've also heard is that this submarine is so small that only like one person at a time can fully stretch out their body. So I'm claustrophobic myself. So being in a closed space and then you're deep in the ocean where you couldn't even swim out because the pressure will kill you instantly. That is not something, I don't care how much money you got in the world, I would ever think about doing. Like I will skydive before I get into a submarine. And but shout out to the people that take these risks because somebody has to do it, right? Like somebody has to do it to explore the ocean, see what, not even just the Titanic, but just any type of expedition or exploration when it comes with the ocean. I mean, these people have to have a certain level of nerve to not get rattled to their core. I mean, you just have to stay like laser focused on why you're doing it because I feel like once you start thinking too much, that's where the anxiety creeps in and you start to panic and things of that nature. But this is Oskino the Don. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's hope that these people make it home safe. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment and leave suggestions and any topics that you may want to have covered. I am very willing to do so. Peace and one love, y'all. It's Oskino the Don, and let's get these people home safely. And if not, let's pray that they have a peaceful transition. I mean, this is unbelievable. Peace and one love, y'all.